Knop's Knots is Bo Bassett wrestling's version of Caitlin Clark? Can Bo Bassett be wrestling's version of Caitlin Clark? It's a question that I first asked the Bishop McCourt Catholic Jr. 5 months ago. I asked him again this week after he announced that he will attend the University of Iowa. That, of course, is the same campus where Clark's high-scoring heroics helped her draw fans who had never previously expressed an interest in women's basketball. How crazy is that Bassett said Wednesday night, less than 24 hours after his announcement, which drew reactions from wrestling fans nationwide. "It's going to be awesome. I hope we can make it as awesome as Clark when she was there. I saw her when I was on campus, and they treated her like royalty. Maybe I can leave an impact." Bassett's announcement has already had an impact. Andy Hamilton, Flow Wrestling's managing editor, said that nearly 370,000 people watched Bassett's commitment on the company's Facebook, X and YouTube platforms Tuesday night, which seems to justify Flow's decision to fly a crew from Texas to Johnstown for the announcement. The positive vibes were also flowing in the Hawkeye state, where his commitment was such big news that Hamilton said it was announced over the public address system during a state dual meet between regional powers. Not surprisingly, the reaction from Penn State fans was much less enthusiastic, with online comments ticking off reasons why Nittany Lions fans shouldn't be upset about losing out on the nation's top recruit for 2026. Some consoled themselves by saying Bassett wouldn't have been a good fit for Coach Cael Sanderson's program. Others said he wouldn't have been able to crack the lineup immediately. Most claimed Iowa bought Bassett's allegiance with a name, image and likeness deal that far outpaced Penn State's offer, even though Bassett said the top nil offers were comparable. The simple fact is, Penn State is worse off for having lost out on the Bassett sweepstakes. He's an incredible wrestler, as evidenced by his 111-0 mark in high school and his 3 age-level world medals, but he brings much more to the table than just his athletic talents. You'd think that Bo is going to score a lot of points in NCAA tournaments and in duels no matter where he goes, but I kind of feel like the value that he brings in other areas to a program is almost as great, if not greater, Hamilton said. It's the work ethic. It's the example in and outside the room. It's the magnetic quality that he has. People want to be around him. I think with Bo, you're getting the face of the franchise type of guy, and a guy that's going to represent your program well in every facet. Hamilton has covered the Iowa program for decades, but he's seen few wrestlers generate this kind of buzz in the wrestling-mad state. It's not a new phenomenon. In 2024, a woman aboard a flight with Hamilton noticed his Flow wrestling backpack and asked if he had been covering an event. When he said he had been at the Beast of the East tournament in Delaware, she asked if Bassett had wrestled in it. She said, "I have a 7th grader and an 8th grader," Hamilton recalled. "They go to school here in eastern Iowa, and Bo Bassett is their favorite wrestler. It's wild that a then high school sophomore has created that large of a presence in wrestling. I don't know if it's that way everywhere or just in wrestling hotbeds, but I know Bo has this magnetism. It's going to spread like wild now that he's committed to the Hawkeyes. That doesn't mean that he'll become the global phenomenon that Clark is." The Caitlin comparison, "I don't know if we'll ever see anything quite like that again," Hamilton said. "It was such a tidal wave. 1 minute you're watching this girl shooting 35-footers and thinking, I've never seen this before. The next thing you know, the entire world is captivated by that." That might not happen with Bassett, but he certainly has the ability to broaden the sport's appeal, especially in an area that already has one of wrestling's most passionate fan bases. There are people who are sports fans who will become Bo Bassett fans and Iowa wrestling fans, Hamilton said. He has this magnetic personality and brings people along for the ride. Bassett's presence could attract other top recruits, which would go a long way toward helping the Hawkeyes loosen Penn State's stranglehold on the sport. That would impact not just the Iowa program, but wrestling as a whole. Goals are really important to me, individual and team goals, but ultimately if I can do anything to change the sport, change the University of Iowa, they're probably the best-known program over time, but why can't I be the guy to keep elevating the sport? Bassett said, "It's a place that's known worldwide for wrestling. It's the best place in the world for wrestling, and I want to elevate that." Eric Knop covers college wrestling for the Tribune Democrat.